Alright, all video, and this is an odd case where the Marvel comics outnumber the DC ones. The thing is, I already have a lot of the Marvel comics I would want, so they didn't often get much of a look in during these alls. I also got this Dead Rising t-shirt. It is the Servo Bot Ed. I liked it, so I got it. Technically a Mega Man shirt, really. The three DC comics I have are all death metal. We have got Justice League 56 and 57. This is it for the Justice League tie-in issues. I have got all of that story arc in Justice League now. I haven't read a single issue of it. Then we have got Death Metal 5, and I haven't been keeping up with death metal, but I did kind of learn little stuff from other people on Twitter, like Screech, Comics by Screech. You should subscribe to his channel space if you want. He posted this bit that looks class in one of them, where it is just two god-level characters hitting each other with planets. So I do see little bits like that. And I know that this one opens with them fighting Batman, who is a city, which I said was never going to happen. So I admit I was wrong. Well, that isn't what I'm wanting to draw attention to with this one. There is a huge thing that genuinely makes me really excited. Look, it is Pratt's son. He is back from the dead. Batman resurrectioned him with his Black Lantern's ring. He'll probably come back to the grave after this, but it is Pratt's son. Also the original Sandman. I have been getting virtually all of death metal, but I need to acknowledge that there is one that I have deliberately skipped. The one that they did last week or the week before that starred the lunatic character. And I didn't get it because I, perhaps controversially, do not care for Lunatic. I think he is not a starring character. He is not a main character. I'm just not keen on him. I didn't mind him being a powerhouse who shows up to fight Superman in an issue, or Green Lanterns, or whoever. But I am really not into reading stories about Lunatic. And with that one shot, there is something I am even less keen about reading than Lunatic stories, and that is bad comedy. And while I am talking about bad comedy, there is some truly atrocious stuff in the first issue of this next book, which is disappointing because it is one of my favourite books Marvel ever put out. You will notice I didn't review much Wolfman comics. I didn't really have many. I like some Wolfman stuff, but this is Wolfman, the beast they are. This was a 12-issue series from the exact time period just before I gave up on comics. I didn't know if this was meant to be an ongoing or a 12-issue miniseries, but this is fantastic. And now I got issue 2 in real time because it had a Marky Mark Captain America bad guy on the cover. And I think I might have gotten issue 7 as well, but different quarters on that. I don't know if I even have them copies anymore, but it is the trade paperback that I am more familiar with. It has been read about 12.5 times, and it is pretty worn out. Look at the Marvel logo on the spine. It is all washed out from too much sunlight. This is a book that you definitely didn't want to give your kids. It is an incredibly violent and disturbing series. It is a deep look at Wolfman's healing factor and the biology to it, and that is all quite interesting. But it is done via what is basically Wolfman torture porn, which is at the very least pretty funny. Also, there is a scene with Cyclist performing oral sex on Emma Frosties. Of course it is the best Wolfman comic ever. I highly recommend this whole series, but take note that you will hate the first issue. It is a fucking trash fire. It is the worst issue to open the series with. Wolfman seems to be written hideously out of character. There's bad jokes in it. There is a sequence where he becomes a hairdresser in a nightclub and bitches about Simon Cowell. If I had read this first issue in real time, I would never have looked at anything that follows. There is loads of amazing stuff going on with this series though. The writing is top notch, the art is brilliant, even Cyclist and Emma Frosties, they are written perfectly, and there is some honestly god tier level continuity on the book, and I've already said the art is good, but it is a masterclass. So there is some comics and a t-shirt, and also the Wolfman comics came with this bit of card. I say card, it's closer to wood. I mean, listen to this. I think I prefer doing smaller hauls like this, maybe every 2 weeks or so. It is easier and it allows us to talk a bit more about the stuff, or do some admin, like saying why I didn't want that lunatic comic. And you know me, I love me admin. I will give any chance to do some admin a 7 thumbs up.